When people go to sit down and learn the Bible, they don't say, I'm going to go learn Torah. They said, I'm going to go learn the Chumash. The 5 books of Moses are called the Chumash. It comes from the word Chamesh, which means 5 in Hebrew. That's what you're going to learn. If someone wants to learn the Chumash, just learn what the Pesukim says. He's learning the Chumash. And you should not learn it without the oral Torah along with it. Okay? So it's assumed you're going to learn it with the oral Torah, which is the Meforshim, which is the commentaries on the side. Because Judaism is not a biblical religion. It was never meant to be learned. The passages, the verses of the written Torah were never meant to be learned in a vacuum. You cannot look at the words in the written Torah and determine what Judaism is. That's called poskening out of the Chumash. And to say, the rest is all rabbinic and it's not divine, is pure heresy and ignorance. Go ahead. Let's see if I'm invited back.
Well, you're no more obnoxious than you usually are. And I mean, I don't consider it obnoxious. You're giving your point of view, which is very much rooted in Torah.
I don't know why you invite this abuse into your home every week.
I don't take it personally. You're not attacking me, you're attacking the things I say.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't be pleasant if we were like going to a movie and I said something about the movie and then a ton of bricks came down on me, but this is a confrontational show. I created and perpetuate a confrontational show.
I think you like abuse. I think it goes back to what I said about your book. I think that you're trying to emulate your father, who was called a heretic, who did some very big things, I guess, in the LDS. Is the LDS?
Something I don't know.
So what is it? SDS.
No,
SDA. Something.
Yeah.
I know that you always use 3-letter acronym for it. And he did something in the church that made him be called a heretic. I don't really know all the details. You didn't really go into it at length. And it's like father like son. And you're trying to get on your dad's good side by emulating him. And you want to get spanked by somebody's going to call you, say what you say is a heretic, put you into question, put you in a harem. and that's why you like having me here, because I'm a Rav Millernick, and I don't give a shit. I'm suicidal. I'm going to be dead anyways, right? So I just let it fly, and I just tell you what I think. I just tell you how it is. I don't hold back. That's the one thing about me, man. I do not hold back. I don't care, right? Life is too short to be worried, I'm going to upset the neighbors. I just let it fly. All right, go ahead. We love this. The ratings are going sky high right now, yeah? How many people we got in the chat room now? We got more or less than before?
Fewer, but that's because of the sound quality. The more people
You're
that go
killing yourself with that sound quality. You're killing yourself.
Well,
you're stunting your career.
Great, so find me a better quality.
What happened to that guy who was going to send you a new
He
camera?
never sent me.
I'm getting my own webcam now?
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Somebody gave me a gift card for Hanukkah, if you will, right? A gift card at Best Buy. So I cashed it in and I got...
You'll have a ball, because why should you be alone at home all
right.
day?
When
you could have 15 women paying attention to you on your
webcam equals...
You could leave it on 24/6.
Webcam equals,
company.
Right? Flirting with chicks. That's exactly what it means.
Well, for me, it's an opportunity to discuss Torah.
No, it sounds like Darth Vader.
No, a webcam will be great for you. I mean, you'll have company.
Right. Right now, my TV is my company,
The webcam will be much healthier.
Right, I think so too, yeah. Is that what you do when I go away? Is like you get online with the chicks with yours?
I used to spend a lot more time on my webcam before I started school. So...
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it didn't... I'd sometimes light my Hanukkah candles on my webcam.
Oh, that's cool.
I'd have my webcam on much of the day.
And you were working your smooth on the chick. So I can just picture it. The chick would be like, hey, Luke, I really like your beard. I really like your sunglasses. You sound so cool. I like the way you stand up to that crazy rabbi, and everything. And I just want to say I think you're really cool. And you'd be like returning the favor. And then you'd be like, it goes into its loop, so like you would like go, and then it would go, And then she'd be like, I think there's a loop action going on. You're killing the moment.
So the more people that come into the chat room, the worse the quality is for the people that are in there.
Is that right?
That's what some people are.
Is that the new theory?
That's a theory in the chat room.
You don't. In other words, you only have bandwidth for a certain amount of people in the chat room.
Supposedly.
So maybe we have to have a list, like at a club. Like if you have to be on a list to get into the chat room.
Eventually, look, if people get upset enough with the quality of the chat room, they're going to send a better quality cam. They're going to send us a solution.
What happened to that guy who was supposed to?
That's how people are. People promise things all the time that they don't.
No, he was in Texas. Texas comes through, right? Only in LA they go, hey, let's do lunch, and then you like never see them, right? That's an LA move. What are they all laughing at?
What we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
So do you think we have anything to learn from non-Jews about Torah?
About Torah?
Yeah.
No. In fact, there's a Gemara that says something like, I can't remember how it goes. I won't say it. But there's something that has to do with, like, you can't learn Torah from you can learn what they have to offer you, but you can't learn Torah from them. You can only learn Torah from the Masorah. Texans keep their word. Yeah, hey, James. But again, Yitro was not a goy. He was a Jew. I accept his conversion. He didn't have one of these flimsy RCC conversions.
So Yitro was the first person to use the phrase Baruch Hashem.
Was he? You know that for a fact?
Dennis Prager says so.
Was it divinely inspired by Mr. Prager?
No, I don't believe that what Dennis has to say is divine. So, the Torah talks about a lot of non-Jews that came out of Egypt with the Jews. So, yeah, can you talk about them?
What?
The Torah, the written Torah says nothing bad about them, though the rabbinic tradition does. And
no, it's not the rabbinic tradition.
It's
not the rabbinic tradition. It's the oral Torah from God on Sinai says what really happened, right? The way that the written is presented might have it look like the Jews are these terrible people that bowed down to idols, but that's not how it is. That's how it's written down. That's not Torah. The Torah tells us that there were 2.5 million people in the desert at Mount Sinai, and only I think 3,000 people were guilty, were killed for the crime of the golden calf. But it says, you bow down to idol! 3,000 out of 2.5 million. Quick! Do the math. What's 3,000 out of 2.5 million?
What do you mean, what percentage it is?
Yeah, well, what is that?
About 1%?
It's tiny. It's less than 1%. This is a tiny amount of people. And we know that the oral Torah tells us it was the Erev Rabbs. It wasn't even the Jews who did it. It was the non-Jews. And the reason why they did it was because that's what they were accustomed to doing. They weren't used to this concept of a God without something that you could physically. They weren't even bowing down to it. It wasn't like that. They needed something to connect to God, just to connect to Him. And there's nothing wrong with a non-Jew connecting to God through a helper, if you will. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not to say that this golden ox or whatever the hell it was has like some power. It's just we need something to visualize God with, if you will. And those 3,000 non-Jews, who became part of the Erev Rabbs, that's what they needed.
So D Medic is making some great points in the chat room. He doesn't believe that our video problem with the cam is the cam or the cam streams. He says it's a server problem, so he's going to check up on that. So again, folks, if you'd really like to see the show live and in good quality, then give me some solutions, because we'd love to do the show live and in good quality. But neither one of us are technical wizards. So
I wouldn't say that. I used to work as a computer admin.
Okay, so
but
if you come up with a solution for a good quality,
I would say first you got to upgrade that. First upgrade everything. First go with a Mac and get rid of the Windows.
I'm not going to change my